Hello, in this video we'll be going through the Accuplacer Arithmetic Sample Questions 6 through 10. Let's get started with number 6. So here we have to find the greatest value of 8 over 3, 2.28, 10 over 12, 0.199. Now it's a little tough to compare without all having them in the same format. Here we have two fractions and two decimals. So we want to convert it all to one format. And we could probably eliminate some of the smaller ones as well. Like 10 divided by 12, that is less than 1. The number in the numerator is smaller than the number in the denominator. So 10 over 12 would be less than 1. And this number is 2. Like if you had $2 greater than $1, basically. So this one's small. This one's also small. This one's only like 19 or 20 cents compared to 2.28. So really we have to compare these two. 8 over 3 and 2.28, and see which one of those two are bigger. So let's check out 8 over 3. And to make that a decimal, we're going to have to do 3 into 8. And 3 goes in 8 2 times. 2 times 3, we get 6. Now we want to continue dividing, but we're out of numbers. So we need to add a decimal place and a 0. Right? 8.0 is the same as 8. So we go ahead, add a decimal place, and that's where we get our extra number to drop down a 0 here. 8 minus 6, we get 2. Drop down the 0. Now we're going to do 3 into 20. And that would be 6. 3 times 6, we get 18. And we get 2 left over. And look at this, we actually get the same number again. Right, we had a 2 here and a 2 again. So if we go 3 into 2, we're going to actually get the same number all over again. Let's display that there. Right, we'll drop down another 0, and the same thing will happen. We'll have to multiply by 6 again. We'll get 18 again. And again we'll get 2. And this is actually kind of a special thing where we get a repeating decimal. We can write that 0.6 repeating as decimal place 6 with a bar on top. And that just bar means that it's repeating over and over again. That 6 just keeps on repeating, as you'll see here. You just keep getting 6. But that's besides the point. We want to see which one of those two are bigger. So we got that 8 over 3 was equal to 2.6 with that repeating. I mean, the repeating doesn't really matter here because 0.6 is already greater than 0.28, right? Like 60 cents greater than 28 cents. So this would be the larger number. We eliminated these two because they're both less than 1. 19 cents or 20 cents. 10 divided by 12. Well, 12 divided by 12 would be 1. So 10 on the top would make it a little smaller than 1. So our greatest number would be 8 over 3. If we wanted to even go further, the greatest one would be 8 over 3. The next largest number would be 2.28. Then the 10 over 12. They're actually in order from greatest to least in this case in the answer choices. All right, let's continue on there. Number 7, if Manuel deposits 25% of $130 into a savings account, what is the amount of his deposit? So we're going to need to multiply this 25% of the 130. So we go ahead and do that. 130 times. Now to transfer a multiplication, we need to make this a decimal. 25% is equal to, you got to move the decimal place over 2 to convert it. So it's currently right here, invisible, and we move it over twice to transform it into a decimal. 25% is the same thing as 0.25. 25 cents. Like 25% of a dollar is 25 cents. So we have to multiply it by 0.25. We're going to leave out the 0 for now because multiplying by 0 doesn't really add anything. So we go ahead and multiply this. 5 times 0, we get 0. 5 times 3, we get 15. Carry the 1. Right? And then 5 times 1, we get 5, plus the 1 we carried over, we get 650. Now we have to move over the 2 and multiply the 2. And whenever we multiply by the second number over, we move over 1, we got to add a 0 placeholder there. 2 times 0, we get 0. 2 times 3, we get 6. 2 times 1, we get 2. And we add them up. 0, 0, we get 0. 5 and 0, we get 5. 6 and 6, we get 12. Carry the 1 over. 1 and 2, we get 3. Now we got to backtrack a little bit and see that we had, count up all the numbers we have behind a decimal. Here we have 1, 2 numbers behind the decimal, so we have to do the same thing over there. We got to make 2 numbers behind the decimal, 1, 2, and we get 32.5, which was answer choice C. Alright, let's continue on there. Number 8. What is 1,582 plus 761? Let's go ahead and write them similar to the multiplication on top of each other there to line them all up. 1,582 plus 761. Now you could probably add them up without doing that, but you might make a mistake there if you just kind of go across. So I would like to do this one just to make sure we get it right there. 2 plus 1, we get 3. 8 and 6, we get 14. Carry the 1 over. 1 and 5, we get 6. 6 and 7, we get 13. Carry the 1. 1 and 1, we get 2. No decimal places this time, so that's just our answer there. After every 3 numbers, we add a decimal there, so, or not a decimal, sorry. And we get our answer there. We had the comma, right? Alright, let's continue on there. Number 9. Xiaoming is making cookies. Each battle of cookies uses 3 eggs. If Xiaoming has 20 eggs, and assuming he has enough of the other ingredients to make the cookies, what is the greatest number of batches that he can make? Alright, so we use 3 eggs each time. We have a total of 20. And that is very similar to one we did before, where we have to divide the number there. So we got to do 3 into 20. We're going to see how many evenly times it goes in. Once we get a decimal or something, we can just stop. So 3 goes into 20 6 times. 6 times 3, we get 18. And this should look familiar. We actually did this just before, right? We got the 2. We would do the decimal point here, but it actually doesn't matter because we're not trying to figure out decimals or fractions of batches. We want to just know how many even batches. And that's it, just 6. We have to stop here because these won't be even anymore. So we can make 6 batches, right? 6 batches would be the 18 eggs, and then you would only have 2 eggs left over, right? If we use the 18 eggs, only 2 eggs left over. So we can't make another batch because we need 3 eggs. So after the 6 batches, 6 times 3, 18, we'd have to stop, and that is our answer there, right? How many number of batches, and that is it, 6. All right, let's continue on with our last one here. What is the value of 3.85 plus these other 2 decimals? And very similar to the other one, let's line them up to help us make no mistakes here. So let's go ahead. We got that one right there, 0.117. It doesn't matter the order we add them up. Addition, we can add up anyway. So I'm going to put that one there, and then the next one, 0.004. Right? And we can even just add up those 2 and then add up the last one, or we can add them all together. Doesn't matter too much. But let's just add them all together, 3.85. And the reason, actually, looking ahead, I kind of did that one first because I noticed that we're going to get this problem where it doesn't line up exactly. Right? We're missing a number, but that's okay. We can just add a 0. That would be like adding 0 cents. Adding 0 cents, it doesn't really change anything. Now we're ready to add them all up. So we get 7 plus 4 plus 0. We get 11. Well, that's a little sloppy. Let's fix that. Well, that's not the best either, but let's move on there. 1 and 1, we get 2, plus 5. 2 and 5, we get 7. And 1 and 9, we get, or 1 and 8, sorry, we get 9. And 0, 0, and 3, we get 3. And that would be our answer, choice C. Okay. Alright, so that wraps up this video. Hope you do great on the test.